What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. I feel like the Lakers don't know what they want to do with this guy. The last couple of seasons I've been looking at Taylor Horton-Tucker, THT, and I see potential in the guy. I really do. I see him, more as like I thought of him when he first, came, into the league. I thought he'd be more like a 3-and-D guy, more or less. And he's shown signs where he could be very, very good, very solid for the Lakers. He's shown signs at times where he can be, possibly a really valuable piece, for the Lakers. But, I feel like the Lakers don't know what they want to do with him because, it's just flashes here and there. It's not, consistency enough for them, I think. And I feel like the Lakers thought, it would be easier to trade him before, when they tried to, I think, in the All-Star break, around the middle of the season, and they weren't able to get that done because it was also, worried about trading Russell Westbrook too. But Taylor Horton-Tucker's name came up a lot as well because it's like I said, they're seeing flashes of how good he could be. They're not seeing any consistency. And on top of that, when you think about it, the way Malik Monk played last year and Austin Reeves come out playing the way he did, it's almost like, what's the point of Taylor Horton-Tucker? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's supposed to be the young generation of the Lakers going forward. That's what they that's what they got him for. And that's what they looked at him as, because talent-wise, at times, he looks really good. He looks like he can possibly, be a star player in the league, at some point. Maybe not a superstar or anything like that, but he could be like, a star player, maybe make a couple all-star games, something like that. He has that type of talent, or at least to the naked eye, it looks like he has that type of talent. But then you look at a lot of games this past season where it's like, is he really that good, or is he just somebody that, is filling up a roster spot and playing good at times? And a lot of times that plays into effect when GMs and people like that are looking at players, evaluating players, trying to figure out how they can really help the team and how they fit into this system or whatever a team is trying to do, long term. And I think, Taylor Horton-Tucker has talent. I do. He averaged 9.9 points a game last year. He only averaged 2 rebounds, but he did shoot over 41% from the field. So, he is a young player still. So, that 9 points in, a few years from now could turn into, 15 to 17 points, if he's given the opportunity to, flourish a little bit more and score and do his thing. I think the thing with Taylor Horton-Tucker is more or less, the Lakers are transitioning, seem like, they went from, the bubble, having, AD and, LeBron, all that stuff. And then he comes in, and then it's more like, with the Russell, I'm just going to say this, with the Russell Westbrook situation, that takes a lot away from THT. Because Russell Westbrook takes up, is a starter, of course. He's a superstar player. So Russell Westbrook, takes a lot of his minutes. And, when you think about it, rightfully so, Russell Westbrook is Russell Westbrook. That's no doubt about that. Taylor Horton-Tucker just has to wait his turn to get, his opportunity. But, more or less with him, THT, he's going to really have to play his heart out this upcoming season if he's still with the Lakers, because I just feel like the Lakers are confused when it comes to THT. I feel like they see the talent, like I said, at times they see it in spurts, but they don't see it enough, and they don't get enough out of him or consistency enough out of him for them to, come to the conclusion that he's going to be with us going forward. And on top of that, he would be a good package deal to send to a team or to offer to a team if they're trying to get rid of Russell Westbrook or anybody somebody else on the team that they're trying to get some decent value back for. So, I mean, and he's been in the rumblings of trades and stuff like that since the All-Star break last year as well, as I said before, in regards to, Taylor Horton Tucker. So, I mean, I'm just looking at it like, if you have an opportunity, to get rid of him and get somebody better, or maybe get a couple of, maybe get a decent player with maybe a draft pick or something like that, or, maybe get rid of him and get some draft picks. I mean, I feel like that's what the Lakers are trying to do. They're trying to, add up everything they can. So I think next year, I think what the Lakers really need to do is actually, keep the team that they have now with Russell Westbrook and everybody, and, try to just go that direction, because the Kyrie Irving and all this other stuff is really becoming more confusing, more irritating, the more and more it's being spoken of, and it's just becoming a irritable situation to me. So I look at it more like this. I mean, keep the team you have, and if you want to trade pieces like Taylor Horton Tucker and all that, do all that after this next season, because now it'll be easier for the Lakers to make a lot more moves. I mean, Russell Westbrook can possibly just go a lot more easier than he would be able to now, and on top of that, because of his contract situation, and on top of that, with somebody like THT, now you can shop him around a little bit more, have a little bit more leeway in regards to that. And then, hypothetically, if the Lakers just make the playoffs next year, now everybody's value on the team goes up a little bit more. The stock raises a little bit more. So now you can utilize your toys and, trade them in for better pieces, and it'll be easier to do so. Whereas the Lakers feel like they're kind of stuck right now because all their pieces look somewhat attractive. They don't look as attractive because, I mean, they couldn't even make it to the playoffs. So other teams looking at these pieces like, well, why should we do this when this player didn't even play up to this caliber or to this level or something like that? So other teams are looking at that. And when you see how bad a team played the way the Lakers did, it just makes you wonder whether you should even go through with a trade or anything at this point. You see what I'm saying? So it's tough for the Lakers right now. It really is. And THT is really not making it much better, because I feel like they're just torn between trying to keep the guy because he's a part of their future, and they're torn between trying to let him go and try to maybe get somebody else back, or send him in a package deal with Russell Westbrook off somewhere if they're able to get somebody to get Russell Westbrook off their hands, in which they're trying to do with the Brooklyn Nets. And I'm pretty sure THT is a part of that package deal that nobody's really talking about. And I just think that, he is a solid player. Don't get me wrong. I truly believe that he is. I just think that if the Lakers, the Lakers mindset right now is to get rid of anybody not named LeBron James. I just think that's their mindset right now. So, I mean, anybody and everybody is expandable on that team. Now, of course, I think they will try to keep Malik Monk and Austin Reeves and players like that, the young, youthful guys. I definitely think, they'll definitely try to keep those guys because of, their youth and how they showed a lot of progression last year, especially Malik Monk. He kind of like I'm not gonna say he took another step, but, I think he played for the Hornets, but, going to the Lakers, I mean, he really played with a lot of excitement, a lot of enthusiasm, and he was a bright spot along with Austin Reeves. They were bright spots for the Lakers last year. So you got to give them credit there. And I think they'll definitely keep those players. But THT, to be honest with you, if I was general manager, I probably would, try to, let him go. Like I said, after next season, I would let this season play out with the same team that they had if they're not able to get somebody like Kevin Durant or somebody like that, which I don't think is going to happen. I don't think they're going to get Kyrie either for some reason, since it seems like it's just too much stipulations, hold up, all that stuff. So, but we'll see what happens. We'll see how it all pans out. Who knows? But right now, it's just very confusing with the Lakers, and I wouldn't be surprised if THT is gone by this offseason, but I definitely wouldn't be surprised if he's still there too, because like I said, they don't really have many options to go and to make many moves. So we're going to see exactly how it all pans out. But I think THT is a solid player. I mean, he's a pretty good, he's a good size, 6'5", 6'6", somewhere in there, shooting guard / small forward, big body, kind of can, maneuver pretty good with the ball at times. I like he's got a crafty type game, very kind of unorthodox a little bit, but I mean, it's effective, and it could be even more effective the more work he puts in. So I actually like THT. I do. But of course, if there's an opportunity to get rid of him to, get another player that they feel more comfortable with, another small forward or somebody like that plays a little bit better defense, I definitely would go with that if they're able to. And if they can get some draft picks, I'm pretty sure the Lakers definitely would love to do that, because that's always something to offer a team when you're trying to make trades and deals and acquisitions and things like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if THT is, not there this offseason, but I just kind of expect him to be there, for some reason going into next season, unless he's traded in a package deal, like I said, with Russell Westbrook or something like that. But like I said, we'll see how it pans out. We'll see how it goes. We'll see exactly what this offseason brings. A lot of drama, confusion, and NBA trades are crazy in the offseason. So I'm just enjoying it and, speaking on it and seeing what happens. And we'll see what the Lakers do to better their chances. They just signed Thomas Bryant, a center that I think that's very underrated, a very underrated big man. And Thomas Bryant, that can help them, defensively a little bit. And he'd be a good backup to Anthony Davis, he might be a starting center at times with the way Anthony Davis gets hurt, right? So we'll see exactly if he's a backup. But I mean, for the most part, I like his energy. I like his upside. And I like the fact that he has a high motor. He's one of those high motor guys. He brings it every single night, no doubt about it. So I definitely got to respect that about him. So they definitely made a good move, a good underrated move there. So we'll see what they do with THT going forward, and maybe other players on the Lakers as well. And then we'll be here to report it, and we'll talk about it. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, Khaliis out.